Today we're going to be recapping and reacting to a bunch of things going on in the movie and TV show community, starting off with this quote tweet over here from the Hollywood Handle. This has 17.7 million views. If she ends up being Andy's mom, I swear. So it's a first look at Emily in Toy Story 5. Could you imagine that's the case? Could you imagine that Jesse's old owner was Andy's mom? I mean, I can't really, do we ever even get a good look of what Andy's mom ends up looking like? If that's the case, like maybe I just haven't paid too much attention, which is funny because I've probably watched Toy Story about 10,000 times now with my daughter liking all the Toy Story movies. So I don't know. I think that'd be cool to circle over to, but this post is like, you don't want it to be Andy's mom. What's the big deal? I think it'd be kind of cool. Let's see what some people had to say about it. This post has been a lovely heads up that Emily is Andy's mom theory that I hate is no longer as prominent, but I now must mute to stop my notice blowing up, okay? So it's been dumb for just as long, and you dare call me a Toy Story LARPer? Me? I'm so confused at what I'm looking at right here. What's the big deal? What's the evidence against it? I don't know. This is now confusing me over here. A fun theory that I thought was, but I hope she's the first human that gets turned into a car. What? What joke am I missing here with this whole thing, guys? Please let me know. And that's why their dad was never mentioned. Why? What's that have to do with the dad? Now that I think about it, yeah, Andy doesn't. Does Andy even have a dad? This is making me question everything about Toy Story, guys. Let's just continue on over to the next topic. Circling over from Toy Story over to a thirst trap picture from Best of Star Wars saying, I can't be the only one. And, oh, it's which actor and actress is your first crush? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think it probably was Padme for every single young man, isn't it? I can't really think of... Huh. Probably. I would imagine it's either for most kids. I don't know what kids like nowadays are, but I think it was Padme and Megan Fox Transformers for everybody. But we with the Explore recaps, guys, we can't escape the thirst trap stuff over here. Somebody just posted, yeah, but in this dress over here. Somebody likes Padme in the dress, I could say. Let's just keep going over here to a post by Jack. Breaking Bad star RJ Mitty reveals he was hardly paid despite the show's success. What? Oh no! Hang on, let's see the interview over here.
Minimum, because it was my very first speaking job ever, like ever. So
Okay.
so I got the regular SAG minimum for it. Like
now, hang on, I don't know what the regular minimum is. I don't know how much he's gonna get there because there's a lot of people, and this is something that because I'm very involved with the MMA community, and it's like you have a lot of these guys making like hundreds of thousands of dollars with everything, and then they're kind of like, yeah, I don't make shit, but I don't know if it's actually no money or what.
Breaking Bad was not like very lucrative as far as like every season we were told that we were canceled. We just did not have the viewership until streaming. That was our big moment, was when streaming came in and people binge viewed Breaking Bad.
Now, I didn't know this until people started mentioning it, but like everybody I knew was watching Breaking Bad when it was on. Like when it aired on TV, I caught the first episode with my parents and we just watched it ever since. And then like I went to, what was I? I was in either grade 8 or grade 9 when it started, something like that. And everybody I knew was watching Breaking Bad for the most part. So it was shocking for me to learn that it wasn't popular.
But up until that point, it was a struggle every year. And Vince and the writing team, they fought. And a gentleman who worked at AMC at the time named Charlie Collier, and he really fought to keep Breaking Bad on AMC.
Dude, how could you not? Like, it was such a good story. Maybe, but I guess if you can't get the viewership, you can't get the viewership. And I don't know how much money Bryan Cranston would have cost. If I'm not mistaken, there's no other like big stars that would cost a ton of money. But it does suck that he didn't get paid a lot.
Like, it was a battle.
It's crazy to me. Do you get residuals though on streaming? Because I thought that was the big.
No, it
That's
crazy
crazy
exist
to me.
anymore. Like that's been a big
what?
issue over the past decade in our industry, especially with older actors. The streaming services, you don't really get your residuals, and that
I didn't know that. That's news to me. And if from an outside perspective over here, that's very, very unfair.
And your residuals, once you get older, your residuals are pretty much what keeps your insurance alive. Like once you can't work anymore, and so like it's a very niche industry. I've seen like, how these types of interviews work and how the new media structure works. As far as like television and film, streaming is good for the networks themselves, but as far for the artists, you're kind of getting the minimum.
Now, that's something that I didn't know. I thought that like this would be a good thing for them. And maybe it's just because I don't know if this is common knowledge. I didn't know this personally. I would assume for everybody watching Breaking Bad, he would have gotten at least something. I'm not saying that he deserves like an insane amount of money or anything. Like he had a little role in the show in the grand scheme of things, right? But I didn't think he'd be making like pretty much nothing. That's wild, dude.
You get more reach, you can make a name for yourself, but it's not like it used to be.
So when
You should be able to make that reach, and you should be getting paid if it's you being on TV everywhere. Unless I guess he must have signed a deal at the beginning where it's like you're getting paid this for just this and nothing else, then we have the rights to use you. That's probably what happened, but I didn't know that. That's crazy.
took it from TV to Netflix, you didn't see a huge skyrocket in income despite the show being viewed more times than ever.
No, you get one check and you're like, catch you in 9 years. And like that check is like, I mean, I'm not saying that they weren't paying people on Breaking Bad, but I was the youngest kid on the show. You know what I mean? It was my very first role.
Now, that I understand if he made a lot less money over there because, and I have total respect for what he did, but what did he do in Breaking Bad? Hey, Dad, what's for breakfast? You know, stuff like that. Or those scenes where, Dad, why you gotta be such a bitch? You know, it was just pretty much that stuff that he did. So, but at the end of the day, he still should get like compensated for his work if it's on streaming. You know what I mean? That's a shame about the residuals for his performance. So the guy deserves a lifetime supply of Raisin Bran Crunch. Hey, Dad, what's for breakfast? He had like 12 minutes total screen time and every scene was breakfast. Yeah, but he still played a role. Like he was there. It's just, I wish we could like actually get an in-depth amount because like I said, I'm part of the MMA world, and in the MMA world, a lot of people, you have these guys making hundreds of thousands of dollars and going, the UFC doesn't pay me shit, you know? Let's keep going over here. No offense, but if you're complete no-name and someone else pays a ton of money to create a show, you don't get a massive share of the profits just because you read 19 total lines throughout the production. The cashier at the store doesn't get millions of dollars either. But the thing is, like, I understand that. I'm not saying he should get a massive share of the profits, but he should get a share of the profits. Like, the way he was making it sound was like that he got nothing beyond it, you know? Well, he was awful and easily the worst character of the show. Every scene with him was torture. He was overpaid. Wow, I do disagree with that. I enjoyed his character very, very much, guys. And by the way, if you're interested, we have Breaking Bad reviews on the channel. Go check it out. Let's see what the next topic over here. Over to Stranger Things. He likes it cold, proceeds to live in a desert. Dude, people are never living this down. Everybody's still talking about Stranger Things and what a bad ending they ended up having. Man, I'm almost on The Boys. I have 3 episodes left of The Boys, and apparently The Boys ending was just as bad as Stranger Things. So I don't know, man. I'm a little bit worried, but to be honest with you, I didn't look too much into it. Stranger Things isn't a show that I really took all that seriously. Somebody said deserts can be cold. The main issue is the odd choice of lighting. They chose to make it look warmer than it would be. If I'm not mistaken, nobody was wearing like a big jacket though. Like it seemed like it was like a warm desert the way that it was presented. Elmayo, they pulled the script for season 5 right out of their ass. It doesn't even connect to the previous 4 seasons really. It felt like a terrible fan-made movie. Yeah, I saw people talking about it being a ChatGPT script. That honestly wouldn't surprise me with how it was, man. Deserts can be cold. Who thinks of a desert and immediately thinks of cold right after? Yeah. But the thing is, like, I understand the reply over here. The thing is, like, you look at a desert, you think about it being hot. I'm with the reply over here and saying who thinks of the desert and immediately thinks it's cold right after. Yeah. But then again, I didn't even remember the thing saying he likes it cold until people started pointing it out. Deserts can be cold. Oh yeah, there you go. He's wearing a t-shirt. Yeah, there's no way that it was cold out there, man. He wasn't shivering one little bit. Let's keep going over to the next topic over here, guys. Daphne Keene is all growing up. Yeah. Here's the thing with her, and we've talked about her on the channel because when you have like movies, TV shows, videos that you make over here, you get a bunch of things with actors and actresses too. It's so strange to me when I look at these things and you see all these people simping over here because I still look at her like that little kid from Wolverine, you know? I get that, like, I know she's an adult, whatever, you know? I look at it and I find it weird that everybody's kind of, like, sexualizing her, especially with, you know, she had that fan thing with her nipples out or something like that. I look at her as that little kid. I can't unsee that personally. I don't know how you guys really can, but the problem is, like, maybe I'm the weird one because she quite literally is an adult. You know what I mean? I just look at it and I go, like, all these people talking about, like, ooh, Daphne Keene glowed up so well, you know? I think it's odd, man. I think it's a little strange. I'm not hating on you if you do. It's just, Bruh, is this called the holy transition? She looks gorgeous. There you go. The holy transition, somebody said. All right. I'm calling the police. Oh, there you go. You got the duality of people, over here. Let's keep going, guys. Before filming Suicide Squad 2016, Margot Robbie spent weeks lurking on fan forums of Reddit. She read through thousands of comments to understand exactly what the hardcore fans loved about Harley Quinn to ensure she didn't disappoint them. And I would imagine it's a movie scene, which I'm not going to play if it. Yeah, it's literally is the movie scene. Okay. You know, you hear actors do these types of things a lot. I always wonder if it's real. Or if they just go, sick, a paycheck, let's go. Like, she did a good job with Harley Quinn, honestly. But you could chalk that up to just her being an actor. I just struggle to see somebody already as successful, Margot Robbie, feeling the need. Unless she really loves her craft, which I'm not denying. It's just, ooh, I'm going to go look up all of these fan forums on Reddit. All of these dudes that are probably drooling over me and making weird comments about me. You know what I mean? I don't know if I buy that one necessarily. That's the kind of dedication why the performance feels so authentic. But the performance itself was really good. But you also could chalk that up to just her being a very, very good actor, you know? She literally carried the whole movie. She did her job great. Yeah, I think she played the character perfectly. She's like the only Harley Quinn, in my opinion, now. And I don't know who this is. I don't know what that has to do with Margot Robbie or Reddit. I don't even know if that's AI generated at this point, but let's keep going over here. It's too bad that was the worst movie ever made. I liked the first Suicide Squad, and I like the second Suicide Squad as well. I like the second Suicide Squad better, but I thought they were both good, to be honest with you. Let's get into the next topic over here, MCU film news. Kevin Feige originally pitched killing all 6 original Avengers in Avengers Endgame. The Russo brothers rejected it, saying it was way too aggressive for audiences to handle. I mean, we could have handled it, but that would have been crazy. I feel like it would have taken away, honestly, from Iron Man's death. The only thing that was a little weird to me is, I mean, I know, like, technically it's a Soul Stone, but the fact that you couldn't bring Black Widow back, but you brought all the other deaths back, that's the only one that was weird to me. Like, why did that death have to be permanent? And the only explanation that we got was, I don't remember if it was Bruce or Hawkeye that said it, but they were like, all right, well, let's snap and bring her back. We can't! And it, like, the conversation ended there. But I think it would have been, like, you could have had some really cool scenes with all of them dying, right? But I think if that was the case, it would have taken away from Iron Man's death, and the ending for Endgame was just too perfect. I like the way that they did that. I'm glad that they ended up shooting it down, guys. Let's keep going to some comments over here. Feige's a smart man. It's tough to hear how stupid this idea was. All right. I don't think it's a stupid idea. Y'all don't understand that these guys pitch new ideas and see the potential for it. That's how a bad idea can turn into something completely different once they talk it out. Yeah, I mean, like, that's probably what happens in those types of meetings. They pitch different things, right? Let's keep going. Oh, excuse me, guys, over here. I accidentally closed the next page that we're supposed to get at. Okay, there we go. Unpopular opinion, young Rhaenyra is more beautiful than Daenerys. And I'm uncomfortable talking about these particular things, to be honest with you, over here, because I am a married man. I can only think, like, I feel like it's fine to comment on these things objectively and take my own personal opinion out of it. That's typically what I do with these types of things, right? I think if you're looking at this from, like, an objective standpoint, ignoring how I feel about it, I think that probably is an unpopular opinion. Like, Daenerys Targaryen, or excuse me, Emilia Clarke had, like, the entire world in a probably, like, in the same kind of chokehold that Padme did. Oh, not that much. I feel like Padme and Megan Fox had, like, the entire male population in a chokehold growing up, and Daenerys Targaryen was kind of like a level below that. And you don't really see a lot of, Millie Alcock. Am I pronouncing? I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong. Sorry. Whoever plays Rhaenyra Targaryen. You don't see a lot of people doing that. And actually, you see a lot of people making their memes with her being Kenny from War of the Millers. But there's also a lot of people, like, it's a conversation for another time. I saw people, like, really dogging on this girl for Supergirl and being like, isn't Supergirl supposed to be pretty? I think, like, she is just a regular looking person. I don't think she's ugly. I don't think she is this, like, crazy, like, oh my God, so much more beautiful than anybody in Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? She's a regular girl. We're diving way too much into it over here. Let's keep going to some replies over here. Oh, I was almost right. Millie Alcock is 25 years old and now is 21 in the series. Keep your silly comments to yourselves. What's that have to do with that? All right. Okay, I get they look alike, but see, that's what I'm talking about. And you know what the sad part about it is? I can kind of see what they're talking about, but like, it doesn't make her, like, look horrible, if that makes sense. You know, they're comparing her to who, like, I'm sorry, I don't know the actor's name, Kenny from We're the Millers. That's the only, my brain always goes to We're the Millers with him. And, like, you would think that, like, oh my God, haha, she looks like a dude, but, like, I think they're both they're both attractive people. You know, it's just like a girl and a guy version kind of, which is a little strange, but I mean, it works. Let's keep going over here. It's unpopular. Oh, you know what, dude? You know what? I hate when people write stuff and say, hopes this helps, or, you know, like it's the same kind of vibe as like, genuinely, go fuck yourself, or oh, Google is free, you know, that type of stuff. I hate when people say, hope this helps, but it is funny saying it's unpopular because it's incorrect. All right, what is this? She looks horse face, then she replied with yes, and it's just, I guess, the perfect kind of horse over there. Excuse me if you guys can hear my notification. Let's get to another reply over here, and it's a response with Daenerys Targaryen over here. Yeah, just kind of like going against that right there, but let's keep going over to the next topic, man. What the hell is this? Mario movies if they were good. Dude, you can argue, like, this is funny, but you can argue the humans being a part of the Sonic movies was like the worst part of the Sonic movies, and the fact that Mario was in its own world and entirely animated was the best part about the Mario movies. I think this has it completely backwards, to be honest with you. Mario goes on a road trip with his adopted father while being chased by Dennis Hopper. 2. Luigi and DK jump to Earth. Human Koopa turns into a turtle. 3. Project Wario breaks loose and takes revenge on the military. 4. Mario finally gets to rescue Princess Peach. All right, yeah, you got it right there. You got it. And Jim Carrey would have been a better Bowser. No, I'm done with Jim Carrey, dude. I'm done. The only thing that he's done good is Eggman. Oh, that's a hot take. That's not true when I say that. There are select few Jim Carrey movies that I like, but I think he is like the most overrated guy. I hate the millennial Jim Carrey humor, the effect that he's had on the entire world, but I do think that he did a very, very good job over at Eggman, okay? Everybody likes to talk about The Mask being this insane movie. Conversation for another time. I don't even like The Mask. But when it comes to Bowser, and dude, unpopular take as well, I hate Jack Black in most things that he does. I find him annoying. I don't like his character, but I think he does an excellent job at being Bowser. It was a mouthful right there, eh? Hey, there you go. Moot and Roshi got it. That's why the Sonic movies suck. I don't think the Sonic movies suck at all, but I think that it would have been a lot better if it was its own, like, condensed universe, kind of like Mario was, you know what I mean? Like, let's keep going to Stranger Things. When Stranger Things was apocalyptic, and somebody quote tweeted that with 863,000 views, I'm still so mad season 5 didn't start off from where all this crap happened. Yeah, it was finally felt like you're in the last season. The upside down is coming over here, like, it literally feels apocalyptic, and, like, I don't know what else to say besides, excuse my language, shit's about to go down, you know? And then we just cut everybody in school. They covered it up. Like, it was like, thank God season 5, in my opinion, season 5 was very good, but it was not off to a good start with that, man. They really started season 5 just biking to their school like none of that happened. I know. Nobody would have thought, like, I would imagine everybody kind of, like, collectively felt like, huh? What? The next season ended with peak satanic panic and portals to hell opening up, and the next season is taped over, and everyone's somehow just fine with it. Just the opening alone showing kids playing on the metal sheets told me something went wrong. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought we were gonna see, like, the mind flyer and monsters chasing people, more earthquakes happening, people falling into it. It had a ton of potential, and they just didn't roll with it, man. How could anyone literally be allowed to live in that town after season 4's ending? It boggles my mind how life just went on in season 5. Oh yeah, it's okay. They covered it up with some metal plates. It's all good. We can still live. Everything's okay. I think the downfall of season 5 really started when we found out about the time jump early in production because of how old the actors were. Yeah, that's probably, now that I'm thinking about it, that probably is the reason why it ended up doing that. It would be a little bit of an explanation, a little bit of a time jump, but like 20 years of a time jump. Let's get the next topic over here, guys. As much as I like the Avengers, they are bad word. The entire Avengers cast is a bunch of bad word morons. Disappointing. I'm not going to use that word. I think that, guys, hot take over here, okay? Conversation for another time, but I think we are going to reach a point in YouTube where we're not going to be allowed to say that word. You know, so I'm keeping myself safe, and I will say that I can't believe that people use such a word, okay? But here's the thing, man. I actually don't know what this clip is. I'll respond to it. Let's watch a clip, and then I'll respond to it, okay? Because I probably have a take that you won't hear on most channels.
I think Kamala Harris needs a catchphrase.
Ooh, yes, definitely a catchphrase.
Okay, we're probably gonna have to AI out that music, so sorry if it's a little weird, the audio.
Oh, Kamala forever. That's better.
Okay, how about I'm down with democracy? It's just clean, it's simple.
Okay, I like that.
never seen this before. What?
Argue with that.
Kamala Harris down with democracy.
Oh, yeah. I'm Kamala Harris, and I say down with democracy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Down with democracy.
Just
What the hell did I just watch? Guys, I will say this, and there's a thing, because there's a lot of people who like love a bunch of actors because of their political views, and there's a bunch of people who hate a bunch of actors because of their political views. You will never know their true feelings on anything. For all you know, they could be the biggest right-wingers in the world. For all you know, they could be like, I know, to be honest with you, Mark Ruffalo probably is one of the biggest left-wingers in the world because he goes a little overboard, but hey, you never know, could be on somebody's payroll. Guys, this is the type of stuff that you're supposed to say. What do you like? Do you think that they're going to go on and give their true thoughts about anything? There is a message that's supposed to be pushed out there, and there are so many people out there that legitimately vote because, oh, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. told me to vote, Of course they're going to end up pushing this out. You'll never know what they actually feel, and that's why I think it's stupid when people look at this and they go, oh my God, I can't believe they said that they were endorsing the left. I can't believe they would say such a thing. And on the other side of the coin, how could you think like, oh yeah, they're such a good person because they're endorsing the left over here? You will never know their true feelings about anything. They are actors. If they say anything other than that, they're not going to be actors anymore, and they're not going to get the big roles unless they are like a Robert Downey Jr. level status. He could probably get away with it, but he's probably getting a lot of money for saying that stuff, dude. So you'll never know. He could be endorsing the left. I'm not denying that. It's just, you'll never know. So I'm not going to hate somebody or like somebody based on what an actor is acting on TV for us. But that was actually really funny. With like, yeah, how could people watch that and take that seriously, man? What's funny is this video is beyond cringeworthy and would not sway anybody's vote. Are you kidding me? Dude, do you guys know how many people have their political beliefs based on Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo? And that was just off the top of my head. They have so much influence. You don't think there's people out there that are going like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. Guys, what about The Rock? You remember there was talk about The Rock becoming president or something like that? Everyone's like, yeah, The Rock would make a great president. As if you've ever heard an authentic thing from that guy ever. Like, no, these people are very, very influential, dude. Oh my God. They're actors. One must wonder what they truly believes or what they are spouting. For Mark Ruffalo, that's what I said. Yeah. It seems like Mark Ruffalo is very genuine in what he believes. I will give him that, okay? This is why you watch movies, ignore them in real life. That's what I do. They're actors, guys. You don't know anything about them in real life. Actors, okay, we got some nice people over here. Actors, bro, what'd you really expect? They're continuing to act, right? This is why I'll never watch any Marvel Studios movies. Absolutely disgusting. Put your actors on a leash. Tell them to shut up about politics and world affairs. Their opinion is relevant. Dude, they probably quite literally are on a leash. They probably have a teleprompter saying, hey, read this. Like, I can't even remember what it was. It was kind of dumb, but I don't remember. It's yeah, they're all controlled, man. Like, I'm just gonna watch the movies. I don't care about them as actors, dude. But let's circle over to Aaron Marodity on TikTok with the boys. I'm gonna guess is just a thirst trap with 7.6 million views. Yep. Dude, recruit level difficulty, man. Recruit level difficulty. And look at her, she's doing her lipstick. Like, what the hell am I supposed to commentate on this? Wow, it's just getting worse.
Hello?
You didn't even see anything about the boys over here. And it's from the boys out of context clips over here. All right. And by the way, for those of you new to the channel over here, how we do these things is for these Explore recap videos, I have AI end up fetching us a bunch of things to react to. And for the movies, I have its own like different thread for movies for the Explore pages. And I just say I have a giant list of everything that I've ever watched. So I can like, it won't pick out a movie or something that, excuse me if you hear my notification, it won't pick out a movie that I've never watched or anything like that. But then it ends up picking out stuff like this. And sorry again. It ends up picking out stuff like this where I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to commentate about it? Yeah, Starlight. Let's go, Starlighter. Woo! You know? Like that Padme thing. Not... Somebody said this disgusting post with almost 1 million views over here. Not even Homelander could make me pull out. What a disgusting thing to say about somebody, man. Oh, oh, a Starlighter. I love how we go from like the Avengers to Homelander over here. You got Homelander being disgusted again. Oh, wait, is he disgusted or is he looking down at her chest? I don't know. He probably is looking down at her chest, but why does he look so grossed out? I don't even remember what scene that was from in The Boys, man. She's always been beautiful. I just didn't like all the plastic surgery change from season 1 to further seasons. I know. That is... She looks like a different human being, man. I'm watching The Boys right now, and it's like the difference from season 1 is insane. Let's continue on over the next topic. 3.4 million views over here from discussing film. Oh, I've seen this. An AI company, 11 Labs, has struck a deal for voice and likeness of Stan Lee so they can recreate it with AI. It will be added to a marketplace where various celebrity voices and likeness that can be generated with AI that companies can license for commercial use. I don't know, man. The likelihood that they got permission from Stan Lee to do this type of stuff is very, very minimal, and I wouldn't really believe it. I'm totally okay with it if there's some people like... Was it James Earl Jones that gave the okay? I could be wrong about that, but if like I died and it was out there, I don't know, my will or whatever, my wishes were like, hey guys, feel free to use anything that you want of me for AI, then sure, I don't care. But Stan Lee was an old dude, probably didn't even understand AI, so I struggle to see them at this actually being something moral, man. I can only imagine the internet had a rational response to this. Well, that would be rational, but like, I mean, like anything AI is like, wee-oo, horrible, you know? Anyways, it's so crazy to think that they blatantly disrespected people for a buck. Stan Lee would have never agreed to this. So his family gave permission. I find it gross and disrespectful, but we have no say. Like, the thing is, his family probably just wanted a ton of money, and then that's like, makes it look even worse, right? Come on, man. Yeah, because I doubt Stan Lee ever gave it, man. The fact that a dead man can't be left to rest in peace because an AI company bought his likeness is diabolical. It is also very disrespectful, especially if they end up putting it on something that the public can use. Then it would be wild, dude, right? That means his family literally gave permission to make it, selling the legacy of your famous relative for a few bucks, right? They're probably making a lot of money from that. And they better have been hurting, dude, which they probably weren't if they were Stan Lee's relatives. Further proof, the AI bros are weird about this technology, and this shouldn't exist, excuse me. I wouldn't look at this and think like AI bros. I look at it as like a family being disrespectful to their family member, beyond disrespectful. And Stan Lee right now, don't make me come down there, you punk. Dude, the amount of things that are going to be edited with that, crazy, man. Crazy. But if you guys want to continue reacting to things within the movie community, why don't you check out the last Explore recap video that we did right here. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you so much for being here and for watching the video today, guys. Take care, everybody.